Welcome everyone to the Manchester City Library and our Create and Tell demonstration video. This video is part of our summer reading program event, and anyone grades 3 to 6 who signed up will have a direction packet in their bag along with their Tales and Tales passport, which is going to guide us through our exploration of the continents this summer, as well as their stories and animals on them. If you are not in this age range or haven't signed up for summer reading, you are welcome to follow along. Just make sure that you gather the supplies and get permissions depending on what we're doing that week. I also want to remind everyone that the tell portion of our Create and Tell is going to take place on Fridays on Zoom. So look for the Create and Tell Science Afternoons on Fridays at the Manchester City Library website and sign up for that. And then we can all show what we have been working on this week. Okay, so let's get into this week's demonstration. Hi everyone, it's great to see you for week 1 of our Create and Tell demonstration videos. So if you have picked up your Tales and Tales summer reading bag from the Manchester City Library and you are grades 3 through 6, you should have a blue packet in there, which is going to be the instructions for this series of videos. We are going to be starting on the first page, which is week 1. And if you also have your passport from your Tales and Tales bag, and if you open it up to the very first page, you will see that we are going to be right here in New Hampshire for our Create and Tell demo. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to stamp my own passport with one of our stickers that came in our kit. There we go. So that will show me that we have indeed gone or started here at home in Manchester. And of course there is space if you want to take notes. I think I might do that later, as well as fill in the sort of introductory information if you want. Since we are starting here in Manchester, in New Hampshire, I thought that we could investigate an interesting toy that kids could have been playing with when the mills were built here. So we don't know exactly where it came from. Some people say China, some people say Egypt, but we do know, and you might recognize it, this is a Jacob's Ladder toy, or also known as magic tablets, Chinese blocks, or click-clack toys. Right, and so what happens with a Jacob's Ladder toy is if you hold it by the top and flip the blocks, then it gives an optical illusion that all of the blocks are sort of falling downwards, where they're really just changing positions. And that's called a kinetic illusion. And so I really thought that it would be fun if we made one of these together. You pick up your craft kit at the Manchester City Library between June 21st, when this video gets posted, and the 25th, which is at the end of this week on Friday. Then you just need to grab some tape, and we will be ready to go. If not, we can take a look at the supplies needed here on our instruction booklet, and you can gather those and join us as we and make this Jacob's Ladder together. Okay, so we've got our kit here. We've got 3 ribbons, and these ribbons are about 36 inches long and 1/4 to 1/2 inch wide. We've got our 6 thin cardboard squares, and those are about 2 3/4 by 2 3/4, and we have our origami paper, our 12 squares of paper, which are about 6 inches by 6 inches. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to choose one of the paper. And if you want to do some sort of like planning ahead, remember that there is going to be one color on each side. And so if you want to have some sort of like progression of colors, you are going to want to do a little bit of planning ahead of time. I think I might just sort of go with whatever randomly happens. We're going to take our piece of paper and we're going to fold the long edges together. We're going to kind of aim for the middle, but it's okay if we're a little bit off. And then we're going to fold this again so that our paper becomes a square once more. All right, and then we are going to repeat that with our second piece of paper. All right, so we've got 2 pieces right here. Okay, so then we are going to fold the edges of one paper around the other. And then slide the other edge inside of this. So you have a square together, and then we're going to take one of our cardboard pieces and we're going to slide it into one of those. To give it some weight and some sturdiness. Okay, now we are going to repeat this again until we have all of our squares covered. We have got all of our squares put together. Now we are going to start attaching them to the other squares with our ribbons. Again, this is a point in time where you might want to stop and think about the order in which you want your colored squares to go. I'm really not that fussed about which direction these guys go. I spent a little bit more time thinking about this one here. As you see, there's like a nice progression through like the colors, purple to pink to purple again. So if you wanna think about how to arrange your squares so that it comes out something like that or some other pattern, this would be one of those times to pause and make sure that that gets together correctly. But I am just going to start with the first one. We're going to take our ribbon. I think everyone has 2 ribbons of one color and then 1 ribbon of another color. Of course, you can do what you want, but I think it's easiest if the ribbon of a different color is in the middle. That way it's easier to keep everything straight as we're going through this. So we are going to take one of our ribbons and we are going to thread it in between the sides of our paper. So when I did this, I found that it's better to thread it along the cardboard, not only because it's a little bit easier to just sort of lay it along the cardboard, but then when we tape it, we can also kind of secure the cardboard in place. So we're going to take our tape. You can also use like a strong glue for this. Tape is just faster, and I don't mind if it's not quite as beautiful as it might be if, you know, we used glue that was not as easy to be seen. We're going to put this on the edge and we're going to tape that in place. And we are going to do the same for our second strip. Again, this is the same color, so these two are going to be our outside ribbons. All right, and we're going to take our middle ribbon, which is going to be the opposite color, and we are going to thread it through so that it faces the other direction. All right, so if these two are going off to the right, this one is going to go off to the left. Okay, now we are going to fold the ribbons over the square so that the tail's reverse direction. And then we are going to take the next square and we are going to put it on top. And we are going to thread the ribbons through the next square, pretty much like we did to the first. There we go. Okay, we're just going to make sure that our ribbons remain smooth as we do this. We'll just make sure this ribbon is not twisted. All right, so we've got our ribbons through, and what I found is as long as you make sure that your ribbons are in fact going the right way, now is actually a good time to take some tape and kind of secure in between the ribbons, just like this here. And this just keeps everything like in place a little bit. It stops things from sliding around and just makes your life easier as you continue through. Again, you can be doing this with glue. You're just going to have to be careful and wait longer in between for everything to dry. So you're gonna go ahead and tape up these here, and then we're going to just kind of repeat what we're doing, what we just did with all of the other blocks. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that, and you can go along with me, or you can kind of fast forward to when we are done. Okay, here we go. All right, so here we have the basic Jacob's ladder. So now what we're going to do is we're going to just adjust. We're going to check for mistakes. Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to lay it out, and we're going to check for mistakes, and we are going to make sure that all of our ribbons are not too tight and not too loose. We want them to be a little bit loose because they are going to need to fall, but we don't want them too loose, otherwise they're just going to sort of flop around a bit. So we're just going to kind of adjust the tension like you do when you are tying your shoelaces, and like the part at the very beginning is too tight, and so you got to kind of like work all the way through the entire lace before everything gets organized. That's basically what we're doing right now. All right, so we're going to do a test run to make sure everything's working. Maybe a little bit of a jingle. Yep. Okay, so everything is in order. The ribbons are all the correct way. So we are going to finalize the tension by just kind of taping these more securely and then cutting off the ends. All right, so here we are. I'm going to go ahead and tape this. Yeah, and if you want to, you can like tuck the ends of the ribbon in between the paper and the board, so that you know, it's even more pretty and you don't really see the ends. It all depends on just how fussy you want your finishing work to be. All right, everyone, I hope you enjoyed this demonstration. If you are in the 3rd to 6th grade range, remember to sign up for our Create and Tell Friday afternoon Zoom sessions, where you can ask questions about this craft, work on it, or show and tell about other projects and anything else that you have created this week. I also want to remind all ages that you can log your reading minutes into Read Squared. If you haven't signed up, you can find that link on the Manchester City Library website. Also, if you have signed up and you want to log hours, you can also find the link through our website as well. Just remember your login and password and you'll be good to go. If you are looking for suggestions as to what to read, we do have reading lists for Tales and Tales also on the Read Squared app, some of which will pertain to Manchester, as that is our Manchester and New Hampshire, because that is where we are this week, and there are suggestions for other weeks as we go along. All right, well, I hope that you enjoy. I hope you have fun. You can also experiment with the illusion. If you put like a sticker on one side, it will kind of look like it disappears, or if you tuck something into the strings. There's a lot of fun stuff that you can do, or just enjoy as is. All right, well, I hope I see you next week, and I hope you continue to enjoy your summer. All right, bye guys.